Alright, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to more Kansei, the second turn. My name is Raven from the Sky, and let's do this. As I enter the lobby, Aki races down the stairs and nearly runs me over. Oh, excuse me. Whoa,
Oops, sorry, Con.
where have you been?
I was just upstairs with Liam. Oh, don't look at me like that. It's not what you think.
Of course.
For your information, I was just asking Liam about the staff. Did you know that none of Mr. Auten's personal staff are paid?
What? So they're working for free? My reaction exactly. That can't be true. Kevin said that Mr. Auten pays him well.
Well, then Kevin was lying.
And what makes you think Liam was lying?
Let's just say that he strongly believes it's in his best interest to be truthful.
In other words, you used your Kansei.
Got it in one.
So if Mr. Auten doesn't pay anyone, why do you think they work for him?
Kevin's family owns a small business that's in serious trouble. Mr. Auten pulled a few strings to keep the creditors away, and they'll stay away as long as Kevin works for him.
Wow.
As for Sophia, it seems her husband's heart is failing. Mr. Auten promised to move him to the top of the recipient list for the company's new organ creation project.
Whoa. So basically he gets people to be completely devoted to him by holding them on to what they love. Holding on to what they love, and in the end he doesn't have to pay a cent. Wow.
I have to admit, I'm actually kind of impressed.
This is getting complicated.
If we want to get to the bottom of this, we're going to need another look at the crime scene.
But Detective Gurski's guarding the door. I doubt he'd even let you in.
Oh, I'm the last person he'd let in. But we don't need the real thing. We've got something just as good.
Hello.
Naoki, what are you doing here? I thought you were with
I
Sophia.
called him here, of course.
Aki glances around the room quickly before taking a step towards her brother.
This is what my Kansei is actually good for.
Aki takes Naoki's hand in hers and closes her eyes.
Naoki, show us.
The world around me fades to black for a moment, and I find myself standing in a luxurious office. The world looks a little warmer and softer than I'm used to. It's kind of surreal. On the ground before me is a dead body, Mr. Auten, I assume. Are we in the office?
Of course not. We're still in the main lobby. You're looking at Naoki's memory right now. My Kansei allows me to share the thoughts of whoever I touch.
Okay, so what do we do now?
Have a look around, of course. Does anything look suspicious?
Let's see. I wonder why people instinctively search for their home whenever they see a map. Maybe we're searching for a feeling of belonging. Well, I found Edgewater for what it's worth. Some drawers. Too bad I can't get a look inside. Fancy scroll with Chinese calligraphy on it. I have no idea what it says. Some kind of drink. I wonder what this is. Well, it's obviously alcohol. I guess cognac by the color. The ice in the glass hasn't melted yet, which means Dr. Auten was drinking this right before he died. Maybe the poison is in here. Mr. Auten's computer. Screen is dark. Today's newspaper. Fancy scroll with Chinese color. I have no idea what it says. Bunch of shelves. It's just Naoki's memory, so I can't see what's inside them. A lot of books. I think it's an encyclopedia set. Bunch of shelves. It's just Naoki's memory, so I can't see what's inside them. The body. If I were in the real office, I'd be able to read Mr. Auten's final moments. Unfortunately, I'm not in the real office. Judging by his skin color, I'd agree with Detective Gurski. This guy was poisoned.
So, what do you think?
If I had to say, I'd guess the cognac on his desk. The ice wasn't melted, so he poured it recently. And he didn't get to drink very much of it, so it may have been the source of the poison.
That's logical, but how could anyone poison his drink in the first place?
Maybe the killer poisoned the cognac before giving it to Mr. Auten.
If that's the case, then the murderer could be anyone. Yep.
So if we found out who gave him the cognac, we'd find the killer.
Then I guess we'll just have to figure out who bought it. Sophia probably knows who given him gifts lately. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Has someone been talking about my husband?
Oops, maybe I shouldn't have been so blunt about that. No, I was just asking. She eyes me carefully, weighing whether or not I'm telling the truth.
My husband is very ill right now, but it has nothing to do with Mr. Auten or anyone else here.
Didn't say it did. That's a dead giveaway. It does have something to do with it. Are you sure? Uh-oh.
Please do not pry into my private life. It's very rude.
Do you think of any reason why anyone would want to kill Mr. Auten?
Sadly, I could name several.
Oh!
Mr. Auten wasn't a very popular man in the business world. His most recent project stepped on a lot of toes.
And that would be?
Organ replication.
What?
Auten Engineering is concerned mostly with mechanical organs like artificial hearts or lungs. But lately, Mr. Auten has been trying to find a way to grow organs from living tissue. The process involves taking a tissue sample from the patient and using it to recreate the organ they need replaced. It ensures compatibility, and it allows for replacement of things impossible to substitute with mechanics, for instance, bone marrow. The end goal was to be able to recreate any and all parts of the human body when necessary.
That sounds pretty sketchy.
Well, under certain circumstances it is. Of course, technicalities aside, the ethics of such research. Well, there were the obvious protests, demonstrations, and death threats.
Hang on. Why didn't you mention this before?
I didn't think it was important.
Are you kidding? He received death threats and now he's dead. You seriously didn't see the connection?
But
Don't
none
see
of
the
them
connection?
seemed like serious concerns. Besides, Mr. Auten received death threats for lots of his work. I didn't think this would be any different.
Oh, really? Why would people threaten to kill him?
He saved a lot of lives with his work, but people have died because of him too.
Ah.
Once in a while, one of the organs built by Auten Engineering malfunctions and someone dies as a result. It's not a common occurrence by any means, but they are tragic, and Mr. Auten often receives the full hatred of the victim's family. And of course, it's very expensive to get a replacement organ. People have gone into debt over them, and that brings about much hatred as well.
It's starting to become more evident why Mr. Auten doesn't like living around people. If that many people hated me, I'd probably lock myself up too. think that with all the lives he saved, people wouldn't hate him so much.
It's really not as simple as that. It's
Yep.
possible to do good things with bad intentions.
Yep. Whoa, she looks angry. I thought she was really distraught about Mr. Auten's death, but looking at her now, she definitely seems to be harboring anger towards him.
I'm sorry, I really don't know much more than this. The only thing I know about his work is what I wrote for his press releases. I know he kept copies of all of his research, but I'm afraid I wouldn't know where to look. Of course.
So, about your family's debt. Kevin's face darkens and he tugs on his hair nervously.
Yeah, that.
There's nothing to feel bad about.
You think so? Because I think there's plenty to feel bad about. My parents took out a loan so I could go to a good college, yeah? Everything looks okay until my last year, when the company suddenly changes their policy.
Oh boy, policy changes.
The minimum payment shoots up, and the interest rate goes through the roof.
They can't do that.
Sure they can. It was in the contract, printed all tiny and in legal junk. My parents are too trusting, but they wouldn't have gotten into this situation if it wasn't for me. And if I had been there, maybe I could have read the contract myself and seen something.
It looks like he wants to say more, but instead he merely gazes at the ground.
So yeah, I feel pretty bad about it. But what can I do, you know? Come by
That's
if you
all.
want to ask me anything else.
Keeping the creditors away.
I'll talk to you later then.
I've explored as much of the house as I can, but, well, I haven't got a good look at the security room. Kevin's always in there, and I don't want to be poking around while he's watching.
Good point. I wonder if there's a way to get him out of the room for a while.
Even if we could, the door would lock behind him. There's no way to open it without him. The only way to get into this is to reset the power and override the system. You can't override the security system without a code.
So what you're saying is it is possible to enter without him?
No,
You just said that we could get it if we had a code.
but we don't. I don't think Sophia's just going to tell us hers.
I'm pretty sure she already did.
What do you need?
Wait, did you just call him here?
Yeah.
Aki stares at me as if this could be obvious.
It's better than sending a text, although the range isn't that great. But first things first.
She turns to Naoki and places her palms together, almost as if she's in prayer.
I need a little favor, brother dearest.
Every time you say that we do something illegal.
Well, it's for a good cause.
You always say that too.
I suppose I do. But you'll help, right?
What do you want?
When you guys first opened Mr. Auten's office, you saw Sophia's security code, right?
Naoki looks around apprehensively. It seems he already knows where this conversation is going.
Well, we're just going to try a little experiment and see if it works on other doors. Like the one on the security room.
She folds her arms across her chest and draws her back up. She paces between Naoki and I like a general giving orders.
I'll distract Kevin while Con turns the power off. Kevin will no doubt head to the basement to fix the problem. Once the power's back on, Naoki will use Sophia's code to get the two of you access to the security room. I'll stall Kevin long enough for you two to get a quick look. See what you can get and get out of there. Got it?
Got it.
Got it.
It's not an entirely terrible plan, but I don't like having Aki boss me around.
Good, then wait for my signal.
Aki strides down the hallway and knocks on the door to the security room. After a few moments, Kevin opens it and lets her inside.
Alright, Con, you're up.
As soon as Aki starts speaking, I turn and walk down the hallway with the long, quick strides. I hurry past the rows of doors and I quickly make my way down to the basement. Once I arrive at the basement, I flip all the switches off. The room plunges into darkness.
Good job, now get out and quick.
I race upstairs and duck into the bathroom. Outside, I can hear muffled voices. Aki's talking to Kevin about something as she follows him down the basement. For a few seconds, the lights flicker back on. At the same time, I hear the basement door slam shut.
Alright guys, get going.
I crack the door to the bathroom open slowly. In the hallway, Naoki is already busy punching in a string of numbers into the security pad. His fingers race over the buttons, tapping each one in an even rhythm. The box beeps softly and the door opens. The two of us leap through it and begin our search through the meager contents of the security room. Map of the second floor. All that's there is Mr. Auten's office and a few bathrooms. Map of the first floor. The basement's pretty small. Computer. This is probably important. I kneel beside the computer and inspect it. Looks like it was custom built, but there's nothing suspicious about it. As I stand, I notice a yellow bit of cardboard tucked behind the computer. What's this? I pull it out gently. It's a folder stuffed with papers. This looks promising.
Con, Naoki, we're out of time. Get out of there.
I rolled up the papers quickly and stuffed them under my shirt. Naoki and I make a mad dash for the door. We burst out into the hallway, shut the door quickly behind us, then attempt a casual walk back into the lobby. The casual walk turns out to be more of a pitiful swagger. But thankfully, there's no one in the lobby to see us. After a few minutes, Aki rejoins us.
So, find anything?
I show her and Naoki the papers that I discovered.
These numbers are pretty recent. I see a lot of references to other companies, but I'm not sure what they mean.
Likewise, Aki and Naoki furrow their brows in concentration as they examine the papers. Despite their wildly different personalities, they still reflect each other's actions. Finally, Aki sighs and hands the papers back to me.
I've got nothing.
I take the pages back from her and roll them up again. Maybe someone else can tell me what they mean. Did you learn anything else when you were speaking to Liam?
Well, he did mention that his uncle likes to drink.
That's not exactly news. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows that.
It sure makes poisoning him easy, though, huh?
So you and the others criminals, huh?
I see Miko has been talking to you.
Li Mei is the one who told me.
Well, I won't deny that we've done things on both sides of the law. But we're not just a bunch of criminals, okay? I have my reasons. That's cool. We'll talk later.
Comes family to death. Okay. A lot of people are mad at Mr. Auten because of his research. Detective Gurski rolls his eyes.
Don't I know it. There have been multiple public demonstrations concerning Auten Engineering's work.
Do you think he might have something to do with his death?
It's possible, but it's hardly likely. I don't see how any one of his demonstrators could have gotten in here to kill Mr. Auten. An attempt on his life by one of them is more likely to take the form of a gunman or a bomb. All right then.
Hey, Kangai, right?
Oh! Liam. Liam approaches me as soon as I enter the hallway. Huh? Yeah, what's up? He runs his finger through his hair and yawns.
Just wondering if you were on good terms with that police dude.
I wouldn't really say that I am.
Huh. Well, that sucks.
Shoves his hands in his pockets.
I told him I wanted to go, and he was all like, I can't leave because Uncle is something or other.
Dead, you mean? Liam stares at me as if I just placed an octopus atop my head.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Auten is dead. He just died. Did Aki even tell him any of this when she was speaking with him? Liam's eyes dilate as he processes my statement.
Wait, so that means...
His eyes light up as a self-satisfied smirk spreads across his face.
Well, there's irony for you.
What's so ironic about it?
Oh, come on. What isn't ironic about it? The man makes artificial hearts for a living, but his own ticker fails on him?
I purse my lips and attempt to keep my voice calm. You don't seem to cut up about it. You don't seem that cut up about it.
Why should I be? He was due for it soon enough with the way he was drinking. A heart attack, right?
No, it looks more like he was murdered. Again, Liam takes a few seconds to process my statement. When it finally registers, his face twists into an expression of fear.
Murdered?
Liam begins pacing back and forth, muttering to himself under his breath as he does.
No, it's definitely no. She said I had more time. Why?
He finally turns back to me and grabs my shoulders.
Are you sure it was murder?
Well, we won't be able to say for sure until the autopsy, but yeah, pretty sure.
No. This is not good. Not good.
He glances back and forth as if he's expecting to see something leap out of the shadows and take him.
I need to think.
Dashes down the hallway. Liam, wait. I take off after him and arrive in the main entrance, just in time to see him race up the stairs. Follow him up the steps, but he's already disappeared by the time I get there.
Talk to you later.
I think weird.
That's cool. We'll talk.
Did anyone buy some cognac for Mr. Auten recently? Auten. I
That's
said
an
Auten.
odd question. Is there any reason you want to know?
I think it might be related to murder.
Are you sure?
Surprise registers on Sophia's face for a brief moment.
Well, you don't think his cognac was poisoned, do you?
What? Well, it certainly looks that way. The symptoms are all consistent. Pale skin, the sweating.
I see. I'm sorry, I'm really not feeling well. I'd like to take a nap now, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. All of a sudden, she needs a nap, huh? Alright, guys, thanks for watching. My name is Raven from the Sky. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like and subscribe to the channel and the series grow. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.